Hi, I'm Debbie from Spring Hill Nursery, and today on Step by Step Gardening, we're going to be creating a new garden bed. Now, this is one of my favorite parts of gardening because you can just let your imagination run wild. It's like starting with a blank slate. Unlike planting in an existing bed, where you have to take into consideration all of the limitations of the location, maybe the light requirements or the soil, when you create a new bed, you can start with what you want. Figure out what kind of plants you want, and then you can select a location. Now, as you can see behind me, I've decided that I want to plant a woodland bed today. So I've selected a location that has several trees in it. So with any new garden bed, there are 5 simple steps from taking your area from blah to beautiful. And we'll walk through this together. The first step is to use a hose to actually draw out the general shape of your bed. The hose is an excellent tool to use because it can give you those nice curves that you need, and it's very pliable and easy to move. And of course, as I've done, it's always great to have a second pair of eyes that can help you check your angles. So this is the most important angle. You see here we're standing on our deck, so this is where we're going to be looking at it the most. So I'm looking at it from the deck, and it looks pretty good. I like the curve, I like the interest, and I think we're going to be able to put some really interesting plants in the middle there. Okay, so as if this weren't enough fun already, now it's time to graffiti the grass. Oh yes, that's right. We're going to follow this line that we've created with our hose and use some marking paint, the same paint that they would use on any kind of ball field, so you know it's going to be safe for your grass. Here you'll see I've chosen white, and all you're going to do is just follow the line of your hose all the way around. Well, now that we've drawn out the line of our bed and we've taken the hose away, it's now time for step 3, which is to get rid of that sod. Now you see I'm using a square tip shovel, and this will be very helpful as we remove the sod because it'll help us to follow the line of the curve, but it'll also help as we're pulling the sod up, it'll retain the roots in case we want to use it elsewhere in the lawn. So let's use this shovel and follow the line that we've created with our marking paint. Then what you're going to do is just cut little squares to make this manageable. And then what you're going to do is take your shovel underneath and just lift it right up. Now this is hard work and a great cardio workout, by the way, so don't be afraid to grunt a little bit. So we're just going to continue this line that we've drawn and keep cutting out the turf little by little. Now once we've gotten all of this turf removed, the next step we're going to do is add our topsoil. Now you see behind me I have about 8 cubic yards of topsoil. So we're going to bring that in, and then what we're going to do is amend it with some type of organic matter like compost, peat moss, or even pine bark. Then you're going to shape this bed, give it some topographical interest, maybe add some stones and some different layers and levels. Then what I like to do is add my mulch before I plant, because what that'll do is it'll ensure a nice even layer of mulch, and then it'll be very simple to plant. You just pull the mulch out of the way, plant, and bring it right back in. So as you can see, I have a little bit of work to do here. So I think I'm going to get started right away. So 4 hours later, our bed is done. You'll notice that we've put the soil down, we mixed in our compost, we added mulch, and you also notice that we put in some rocks. Now rocks have a few different benefits. First, they add some decorative appeal, and they make your bed look a little bit more natural. But also, if you place them strategically, you'll find they become great stepping stones. Oh, and by the way, those 4 hours that we spent doing this, my trusty heart monitor said over 2,000 calories burned. So, gardening is good for you. Now, let's get to planting.